So, guys, FC Porto 3, Manchester United 3. But I think the main topic of chat and reaction tonight is how the hell Manchester United have come away with a very, very, very unlikely point, which should have been 3. But the biggest question for me is, and the biggest reaction I need to give is that Erik ten Hag needs to be sacked tonight. I think enough is enough now of the Erik ten Hag regime as Manchester United's manager, especially the way we have gone nearly 4 or 5 games now without a win. We haven't won a game now since the 17th of September. We're now on the 3rd of October. So we've gone over 2 weeks now without seeing a victory or without seeing us keep a clean sheet, where Manchester United were in a very, very strong position to come away from Portugal tonight in the UEFA Europa League with quite a comfortable win, especially where we are dominating the first half. We've put 2 goals past Porto through poor piss-ass goalkeeping from apparently a world-class goalkeeper in Diogo Costa, who is Portugal's main number 1 choice goalkeeper. And apparently he's a very, very, very good goalkeeper for Porto and also for Portugal. But the 2 chances he has conceded tonight for Porto in goal for them inside that first half was very, very poor quality from a goalkeeper who was meant to be exceptional. But I think the way Manchester United threw away is disgusting. I think the players, again, massively, massively gave up and couldn't be bothered. That is the vibe I got. That is the reaction I got. And especially when you get yourself into quite a comfortable position and you tune it up. You're dominating the first half. I mean, you haven't started the game well. The first 3 or 4 minutes, Porto did come out very, very strong. And you have to admit that Porto did start the game bigger and brighter and better than us. They came out the starting blocks and got Man United under immense pressure from minute 1. And they did start the game very, very well. But I think when, the first goal went in, Manchester United started to show their quality. We started to show the dominance of what we can do when we try and go for it, and we want to see some kind of reaction, especially what happened against Spurs on Sunday evening. And I think we got that in the first half. We did see some kind of reaction. We did see some kind of positivity, and we did see Manchester United get 2 early goals. But again, it's just poor goalkeeping, poor defending, a lack of midfield and a lack of attacking options in the end that have basically cost us the whole game. And I think for me has cost Erik ten Hag his job tonight. And I don't think he's going to be pleased to come away with just a point tonight. I think there's going to be a lot of criticism aimed at Erik ten Hag of how the hell Manchester United have gone 2-0 up and have basically thrown it away. But all I would say to you is it's the same old Manchester United. It's the same old story. Nothing's ever going to change. There's going to be no quick fix, and a new manager will probably not resolve the same issues that Erik ten Hag has currently got. But the football is non-existent. The style of play is non-existent. And I think Erik ten Hag, again, is completely neglecting any of his summer signings. Again, I think Ineos are also going to be sat there tonight thinking, we've chased Manuel Ugarte for 3 months. We've paid 60 million for him. And Manuel Ugarte has not seen any minutes tonight. 95 minutes we've seen it in Portugal this evening for Manchester United in the Europa League. And Manuel Ugarte's not seen any minutes at all. And I don't understand that. I mean, Manuel Ugarte, for me, is one of Manchester United's current best midfielders and has been completely non-existent from first-team action tonight. And again, I think that's on Erik ten Hag quite clearly. I don't think Manuel Ugarte was an Erik ten Hag signing. I think Manchester United saw the opportunity to get Manuel Ugarte from PSG, and they knew it was going to be a long, drawn-out negotiation. And eventually we did get that deal done, which did take 3 months. But I think not to use him tonight has massively backfired. And again, that midfield is absolutely shocking, beyond existent. That midfield is absolutely horrible. It's horrific. I can't believe how bad our midfield has actually got. Our midfield is shocking. The options are simply not there. The quality is not there. Again, Erik ten Hag completely neglected the midfield. I cannot believe we have seen no midfield substitutions inside that second half. I can't believe that midfield has played 95 minutes of football again. I don't get why Erik ten Hag changed the midfield the way he changed it tonight. I really cannot understand how a manager is completely and utterly ignoring that midfield is so imbalanced. There's a lack of quality. there's a lack of a defensive ability, and there's a lack of creativity. On and off the ball, Man United have got no midfield again. And again, you have to question, what's Manuel Ugarte done not to start tonight? What has Manuel Ugarte done so badly wrong not to be playing for Man United tonight? I don't know. I really do not get this, because a midfield three of Eriksen, Casemiro and Bruno Fernandes, I don't know how many times we have to keep going over this. It does not work. That midfield three does not work. And in the second half, it was showing. The energy in the tanks of Casemiro and Eriksen, they're running out. The time is not on their side. Their ability is no longer in their legs. The quality is non-existent in Eriksen. It's non-existent in Casemiro. And I can't believe tonight, 95 minutes, and Erik ten Hag has ignored that whole midfield for the whole game. I don't get it. I do not get it why you sign Manuel Ugarte and then you don't use him. Clearly, Erik ten Hag did not want him. Clearly, Erik ten Hag did not want Manchester United to sign Ugarte. Quite clearly, he wanted to keep McTominay, he wanted to keep Hannibal Mabry, and he did not want Manuel Ugarte. And clearly, Ineos have probably gone behind Erik ten Hag's back and sanctioned the McTominay and Hannibal Mabry sales. And they brought in Ugarte because they've seen it as an amazing option to go for the midfield in the future. And Erik ten Hag clearly doesn't like the idea of Ugarte as his midfielder starter. And he probably prefers having McTominay and Hannibal Mabry there over Manuel Ugarte. And again, McTominay was not seeing any minutes. He wasn't seeing any action under this manager at the start of the season. And we had to get rid. We had to move him on. And for me, it was still the correct thing to do. But you've got to be looking at midfield tonight. I feel sorry for Ugarte because he should be starting those games. That CDM role is crucial for that midfield to be completely balanced. And when that midfield is getting run through again and it's getting ignored by the manager and the manager is refusing to change any of that midfield situation up, clearly Erik ten Hag is probably trying to get himself the sack. He wants that payout. He wants to be moved on. He wants Manchester United to sack him. And I think it's complete sabotage. I think Erik ten Hag has deliberately sabotaged Manchester United's result tonight. I think he sabotaged any chance of a win, any chance of a result. And we've come away again with 2 points from 6 in our first 2 Europa League games in this new league format. That ain't good enough. I'm sorry to say, if Erik ten Hag said, well, at least we've got a point, we didn't lose, but you shouldn't be throwing away a 2-0 lead. That is quite frankly unforgivable. And I think Ineos are going to be looking at that. When you're in a very comfortable position and you're 2-0 up, don't concede a stupid goal. Don't throw away the lead and don't throw this game away because you are comfortable. You have got an unlikely first half lead that none of us saw coming. I don't think none of us saw Man United, they were going to go 2-0 up tonight. I think if we're all going to be quite frank about it, if anyone thought Man United were going to go 2-0 up, I wouldn't have believed you after what we saw on Sunday. I did not see Manchester United scoring tonight. I really didn't, especially what happened on Sunday. I did not expect Manchester United to score any because we didn't do it Sunday and it showed the quality was lacking again on Sunday. But again, the forward line, in Erik ten Hag's defence, he probably got that right tonight in some of his defence. But I think what happened from then, I mean, the 2 Porto goals that Porto have conceded, they are really, really poor. Like the Rashford shot, Diego Costa should be saving. It is poor goalkeeping. And Rashford really, to his defence, didn't really hit that shot with a lot of power. He didn't really hit that shot with much finesse. I think he tried to catch the goalkeeper out at the front post. I think that's what Rashford tried to do. And obviously, it has deflected in off Diego Costa. And he should be keeping that out. A goalkeeper of his quality, you should not be conceding that goal. That goal is savable. I could save that. It wasn't really that hard of a shot to concede. But then you move on to the Rasmus Højlund goal. Again, it is poor goalkeeping. Again, from Diego Costa. And again, that goalkeeper, again, who we've been linked to in many transfer windows in January and even in the summer, you shouldn't be conceding that type of goal. Again, poor goalkeeper of a top class quality goalkeeper. like Diego Costa is. Like, he is a good goalkeeper. Like, to his defence, he's one of the best goalkeepers in Europe. But again, against him tonight, he's let 2 poor goals in that he really, in his defence, he should be saving them. There's nowhere really to hide. You should be saving both that Højlund and that Rashford shot. Neither of them should have gone in. So Porto really could have gone in at half time 0-0, and they probably would have taken that against Manchester United's pure vulnerability defensively, as well as at midfield. But the attack did start well. The attack did start very, very well. And you can tell by the Porto back four that they were absolutely shitting their pants every time Rashford attacked that back four and every time Rashford got into that Porto penalty area. But what I didn't like, the chance Rashford had before half-time to get us back in front, basically, because what happens from that 2-0 is unfucking forgivable. I can't believe we have thrown that lead away tonight. We were very comfortable. We were the better team. We had the better quality. And it's just typically Manchester United to just keep throwing away a positive situation and turning it into a massive, massive negative. And I think, again, I can't get positive about this result tonight. I can't feel any excitement. I can't feel any buzz factor. And I can't really get myself enjoyed because it was just a shit, bang average Manchester United performance yet again from a bunch of players who are basically winning off the pitch to get yet another manager sacked. It's just the manner of the 2 goals that we let in to let that 2-0 lead slip. And again, we're going to start with the first Porto goal. Again, absolutely calamity defending, calamity of a goalkeeping situation. And the equaliser, again, it doesn't surprise me we're conceding goals. And I think Mazraoui, to his defence, is at fault for the first Porto goal. I don't understand why he's trying to head that ball back to Onana. I don't get why Mazraoui decided to put Manchester United into that situation where don't concede when you've got this 2-0 lead. You're comfortable. If you find the third goal inside the first half, we will win that game. We come away with a very, very unlikely 3 points from Portugal, which we should have done. But why Mazraoui decides to head it back to Onana? But the way he heads it back, Onana has to save the shot to stop the Mazraoui own goal from happening. But what annoys me about Andre Onana, he was meant to be this world-class goalkeeper, and he was meant to be this shot stopper and sweeper keeper that was going to take Manchester United tactical approach and the way we build up from the back and the way he can be able to spot a pass. I can't believe the way he has saved the shot to block, to not let the Mazraoui own goal from happening. The way he saves it, and what annoys me, he could have caught that. He really, really could have caught that instead of saving it. But I think because he's had to save it, because I think Mazraoui, again, against him, has had 2 shit games in a row now for Manchester United. I don't know what's happened to Mazraoui in these last 2 games, but clearly this right back that we all thought is starting to show defensive worries. And clearly playing consecutive games at right back is not helping him. But the problem is we've got another right back except Delo, and you've got him at left back. So Mazraoui has got himself into a really, really shit position at the moment where he's having to play there every game. He's not getting a rest. He's not getting a break. At the end of the day, I don't care about that. You have to be putting your heart and soul when you put a Man United shirt on and you play for the badge every week in every game that you're in, that you get selected for, on the bench or in the starting lineup. Why he decides to head that ball back to Onana and put so much power and strength into the header. But what Onana does, he pounds it straight to Pepe, the Porto winger. He plays, the way he saved the shot, the ball falls so nicely to Pepe, who's got 2 yards to shoot from to head it in, has got 2 yards to head the ball in. And again, the ball falls so nicely for the Porto winger, Pepe. And again, he's pounded that to the Porto player. Against Onana, he should not be putting that on a plate for the Porto winger. You should not be putting that goal on a plate for that Porto player. You need to be saving that better than what you're doing, because if you pound it straight to the Porto player, you know that's going to go in. And Onana, in the end, can't do anything. I mean, he was probably that close to saving the rebounded shot. But again, it's already too little too late. Onana can't do anything. But again, why is the back post and where is our left back? And again, something that we have been banging on about for weeks and weeks and weeks. We go right back to the summer transfer window. And again, where's the fucking left back that we were meant to be signing? This is what happens when you play fucking Diego Dalot every fucking game at left back. We've got no left back. Man United were meant to be signing one. And this is what happens every situation, every time we get a ball into the cross, high or low, every time the opposition get an attack on Onana's goal and Onana makes a save, the ball always falls to an opposition player, always in that left back position. Onana should be saving the first goal. It's quite clearly savable. I could make that save. I probably in that situation would have tried to tip that ball over the bar and prevent that goal from going in instead of deliberately sabotaging Manchester United's clean sheet, which I think Onana's done. I think Onana has completely sabotaged his clean sheet by putting the ball on the plate for the Pepe, the Porto player. You do not put the ball on the plate for an opposition player to get themselves back into the game, because that goal absolutely fucking killed us. That first Porto goal sent Manchester United on a downward fucking spiral. But again, Dalot is nowhere near the left back position. Dalot is nowhere near the back post trying to prevent Pepe from scoring, because if he fouls Pepe, that is a sending off. He's off. Dalot makes a stupid decision in the penalty area. He either gets himself booked, he gets himself sent off, and he gives away a penalty. He gives away a penalty. Quite clearly, he doesn't get sent off, doesn't get booked, and doesn't give away the penalty. But he should be doing better at the back post to prevent Onana to let that in. But it's again, Onana can't dive too late. Dalot's nowhere near. Dalot is actually behind Pepe, the Porto right winger. He's actually behind him. So Dalot's not in front. So Dalot can't do anything. But again, Dalot should have been in a better position to prevent that ball from going into the back of the net and letting Onana concede yet again another goal. But then we talk about the Porto equaliser, and I thought our back four was meant to be solved with Martinez and De Ligt. I thought that was meant to be the centre-back partnership that was going to take Manchester United's defence so solid. What the hell has happened since Palace? What the hell has happened since Tottenham? And what the hell has happened against FC20 and Porto? That's 4 games now that Martinez has been shit for. He's been absolutely shit. And I don't get why Martinez is playing so badly. But I hoped De Ligt was going to be that centre-back signing that was going to make Manchester United so much more defensively stronger, knowing he's got Martinez as his defensive partner next to him. I honestly thought that centre-back partnership was meant to take Man United's defence up here. Quite clearly, that centre-back partnership is not fucking working, because the Porto equaliser is dreadful. The play from De Ligt, from the equaliser, and the play from Onana is a disgrace. De Ligt is nowhere near Samu, the Porto striker who was on loan from Atletico Madrid, who was meant to have ended up at Chelsea this summer, which he didn't, and the transfer fell through over negotiations of the Conor Gallagher deal. Why De Ligt has got himself in a situation where he is nowhere near Samu, the Porto striker, to prevent that equaliser is an absolute disgrace. Why De Ligt is not tight enough to him, not close enough to him to prevent that equaliser is an absolute fucking mystery. It really is, I'm afraid. It really is an absolute mystery that De Ligt has had 2 shit games now for United and has been nowhere near the level we all thought he was going to be. I thought De Ligt was going to be it. I thought we finally have a world-class centre-back next to Martinez now. Our back four is going to be completely fine. I've been proved wrong in a negative way, because De Ligt is at fault for the Porto equaliser as well as the Porto third goal. Because if we still talk about the Porto second goal, again, that shot is straight down Onana's middle of the net. And Onana is in the middle of the goal. The goal is straight down Onana's neck. That should have been kept out. That was savable. But unfortunately, there's too much power in the header. There's too much power in the cross and too much finesse to put that ball into the top of the middle of the net. Onana again is nowhere near it again, flapping about with the ball. Absolutely flapping more than a fucking bird. Like, it's beyond comprehension how shit Onana actually is. 6 goals in our last 2 games is a disgrace. An absolute disgrace. That could have been 4 or 5 again tonight, because we were so open defensively because of Martinez, De Ligt, and Diego Dalot, as well as Mazraoui. De Ligt should have been stronger in that point of the game. Don't bloody concede an equaliser, because we are going to be on the back foot. If De Ligt would have got closer to Samu and could have put himself in a position that he could have blocked the equaliser, Onana would not concede. Onana would have kept that out. It still would have been 2-1 Manchester United. But unfortunately, again, De Ligt is nowhere near his man and lets Porto equalise, who have come from 2-0 down, to somehow come back against us, where we are dominating that game. First half was brilliant for Manchester United. We were the better team. I just can't believe the manner of the defensive howlers our back four is making. Mazraoui should also really clear that header away from goal instead of pounding it straight back into such vulnerable position where Onana is going to be forced to make a save. Mazraoui, in his negligence, should have really pounded that ball away and got rid of it, or put it out for a corner, at least to get Onana out of a difficult position where he's got to prevent that own goal. Mazraoui should be clearing that. And that isn't good enough from a right back that was meant to be take us to this next level of consistency inside our back four. Don't do something stupid, because you're making yourself look like Diego Dalot, who both our full backs at the moment are making our back 2 centre backs look absolutely amateurish. But you think, let's go into half time, let's regroup, and let's not make any rash substitutions. Let's not make stupid errors, and let's somehow try and rescue this situation where, again, tonight, I still think Erik ten Hag has got to go, by the way. I don't think Erik ten Hag needs to be kept on as manager, because I don't think he will. I think they will sack him tonight, because that isn't good enough again tonight. You don't put yourself in a 2-0 position and then throw it away the way you did. We were dominating. We should have won. We should have cruised to victory tonight. The game should have been done at half-time and gone into that second half and try and put a few more goals past them. That Porto team were there for the taking, and they're not the best Porto team in the world. They haven't got the quality players of Deco and Cavale and Pepe anymore. They haven't got those type of quality players. Porto are in a pub league with Benfica. That is it. They're in a pub league with Benfica. They were there for the taking tonight, and Manchester United absolutely missed a trick tonight by not keeping a clean sheet in that first half and not trying to get that game done. They were there for the taking, and Manchester United missed a trick. But again, so the second half, which we've still got no clarification on, we've still got no reason why. Does anybody know why Marcus Rashford was taken off tonight? Because by far, in that first half, he was Manchester United's best player. He was causing that Porto back four so many problems. So many problems. That Porto back four was scared. They were scared stiff more than a statue. They were scared. They couldn't stand Marcus Rashford running into the penalty area. They couldn't stand Marcus Rashford going in that penalty area and running at them and sitting all of them down. But I don't get why you would take your best player off in that first half, who was creating most of our opportunities, most of our attacking opportunities, and actually getting inside that Porto penalty area and causing defensive howlers and causing them potentially not to keep more of a clean sheet and to keep the goals down. I don't get why Erik ten Hag subbed him off at half time. Robbie Savage didn't get it. I didn't get it. I honestly did not understand tonight why Marcus Rashford was taken off. And again, a lot of you will know I am not Marcus Rashford's biggest fan. I don't rate the guy. I think he's arrogant. I think he's right up himself. And I think he's only playing in for his own attitude and his ego to get bigger and bigger and bigger. I'm not Marcus Rashford's biggest fan. I hold my hands up. A lot of people know this. In some aspects, I was quite glad he was taken off at half time because I wanted to see that Ahmad, Højlund and Garnacho front three finally come to fruition. But when you have Marcus Rashford, who has been your best player inside that first half, why was he taken off? Why was he taken off? For me, that is stupid. That was really, really, quite frankly, idiotic from Erik ten Hag to take Marcus Rashford off in that point of that game. I don't get the substitution. I don't get why he was dragged off at halftime. Has he picked up an injury? Has there been a ding-dong in the dressing room? Or has Erik ten Hag and Marcus Rashford had a major, major bust-up in the dressing room at half-time and he doesn't want to bring him out and he doesn't want him to carry on in the second half? Because I think if Rashford would have been kept on, we would have scored more goals. We would have won that game by another 3 or 4 more goals. Because again, that back four couldn't cope with Rashford tonight. And again, that was probably in some aspects Marcus Rashford's best performance for weeks. We haven't seen that Marcus Rashford since the 17th of September against Barnsley. And again, a lot of people only say it's Barnsley, and I get that and I understand that. But I wouldn't have taken him off tonight, especially the mounting problems he was causing Porto. They were there defensively for this taking. Marcus Rashford was making them shit themselves. They were giving him the runs. They were giving him. He gave them the shits. They couldn't stand him attacking them. They couldn't stand him getting inside their own penalty area and trying to score another goal. Again, I think Erik ten Hag has made a massive, massive blunder for not keeping on your best player inside that first half on the pitch. I don't get it. I'm so pissed because there's been no clarification. No one knows what has happened, but quite clearly, I don't think it's an injury because Marcus Rashford didn't look injured. Marcus Rashford didn't look like he had a problem. Marcus Rashford did not look like he had a knock because that would have been visible quite clearly to the naked eye inside that first half. That would have been very, very clear to me and to you. That would have been clear why Marcus Rashford was taken off. And he didn't look like he was struggling. He did not look like he was struggling at all. That would have been visible quite quickly. So something's happened, and I don't get what's happened, but we need some clarification because I think Erik ten Hag has made a major, major issue. You've taken off your best player who was creating the most opportunities, and it's probably been his best performance for a while. And Marcus Rashford seemed like he had the ump tonight. He looked like he had the quality in there to deal Porto a lot more damage in that second half because they were going to concede more goals. They were there to be had, and Man United have missed an absolute trick. And again, according to KOBBIE Robert in the chat, ten Hag is the problem to Bruno. Red card Rashford instead of Bruno. Yeah, I completely agree with you. Erik ten Hag is the problem. I think Erik ten Hag has caused so many problems. And KOBBIE in the chat, please subscribe to the channel because I think you're absolutely bang on right. I think Erik ten Hag has made an absolute massive, massive blunder tonight, and he has made a massive issue over this Marcus Rashford statement because we don't know. I want to get some information to see if we've got any clarification on why Marcus Rashford was taken off at half-time. I want to know why because it doesn't make any sense to me. It really, really does not make sense. And apparently Erik ten Hag has come out and said Marcus Rashford was taken off due to rotation and not due to injury. That, for me, is absolute bullshit. That is bullshit. He was taken off because of rotation. For me, again, Erik ten Hag is trying to come up with every excuse in the book to try and save face, to try and keep his job. We rotated in the second half. It was no knock, no injury. There doesn't seem a sign of a bust-up what Erik ten Hag is saying. That is bullshit. That is bullshit that Rashford was taken off because of rotation. That is bollocks. That is absolute bollocks from a manager who was trying to desperately keep hold of his job. That is a disgrace. He was taken off because of rotation, but he was our best player going forward, and you've sacrificed him. And again, those substitutions didn't exactly light up any trees, did they? The substitutions did not light up any trees, if we're all being honest. The Garnacho substitution's a joke. That didn't fucking work. All we saw Garnacho do was shoot so many shots from outside the box and try and get into that Porto penalty area. And the Porto back four had him in his pocket. That's all I saw from Garnacho in the second half was shoot, 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 shoot. I mean, you might as well give Garnacho a set of darts and turn him into Phil Taylor, because that is all I saw Garnacho do in that second half was get the ball and shoot outside the box. Get the ball and shoot outside the box. That is all I saw Garnacho do in that second half. Because that substitution, Erik, was fucking idiotic to take Rashford off. Massive, massive error from Erik ten Hag. The Porto third goal is a joke. Again, De Ligt is at fault. The midfield's at fault. And again, Onana's at fault. And again, the Porto third goal, it's at Onana's front post. That should be savable. Again, the FIFA glitch or the EA glitch, whatever you want to call it, that is at your front post, mate. And again, De Ligt has got to take massive, massive responsibility because he's not close to Samu again. Samu was on a hat-trick tonight for Porto, and he was so close to getting that hat-trick. Imagine if that would have happened. Man United would have got absolutely crucified. And I'm still crucifying them tonight because you don't throw away a 2-goal lead, lads. Like, you're so comfortable. Don't make the errors and the mistakes that you are making happen on the pitch. It's not difficult to defend. I don't get why De Ligt's not tight enough to him. Again, De Ligt is at fault for the third Porto goal for not getting close to Samu in the Manchester United penalty area. You need to be tight to your man. You need to be defensively solid and block any potential shot or cross or header from either your left foot, your right foot, or the head. You've got to be prepared to block any type of shot that the Porto player is going to try and put past Onana and try and get past you. But unfortunately, again, it's too little too late because Samu has released the shot so quickly and so early that, again, De Ligt has got no opportunity to get himself into a better position to put a block in the shot. He tries no block. He doesn't even try to attempt to win the ball back, and he tries not to do anything rash to give away a penalty, because if he does that, he's also going to get sent off. So again, why is De Ligt not tight to his man? I'm not understanding this. I'm not understanding why De Ligt is not getting closer to his man inside your penalty area. You've got to defend at all times. Every time the opposition player gets hold of that ball, you've got to be ready to put your body on the line. You've got to be prepared to put a tackle in. You've got to be prepared to put a block in on the player's shot. Because if you don't, that ball's going to end up in the back of the net. And again, Samu, to his credit, was Porto's best player tonight by a mile. Samu was Porto's best player. The amount of problems he caused that Man United back four is amazing. And Matt Bunsley's in the chat. Massive shout out to him. We used to go to school together and we went to college together. Massive shout out to Matt in the chat. Please subscribe, Matt, if you're new. And both of you in the live chat, please hit that like button and please both subscribe to the channel as well. But again, you've got to be ready to put your heart on the line. You've got to be ready to put your body on the line to block a Porto opportunity from going in. And De Ligt doesn't either. But again, Onana is also at fault for the third goal. You shouldn't be conceding goals at your front post. That is quite easy not to concede. And Onana, again, is caught flat-footed at the front post. That shouldn't be going in. That really, really, really should not be going in. Man United are creating so much stress. Man United are causing their own fucking problems. And the problem is, the more mistakes you cause, the more stressful and the worse the situation Man United are going to get themselves in. It's not acceptable. It's a disgrace. The way we defended tonight was absolutely abysmal. I've never seen our back four be so all over the shop. It was an absolute shit show. It was a shower of shit. That back four was a shower of shit tonight. Basically, we've got no water, hot or cold, and basically the shower is shooting out shit onto you, and you're smelling, you smell of shit, you stink of shit, and you've got to try and somehow get rid of that odor off you, because that's what Man United's back four at the moment is. It's a shower of shit because the back four can't defend. The back four cannot do their job properly. De Ligt and Martinez were meant to be the answer. Quite clearly, the last two games, De Ligt's been exposed, Martinez has been exposed. And you know what? What I think is happening here is the players cannot wait to get away on international duty, because they know once they go away to their international countries and once they're away from Man United, they'll start playing properly then. They'll start playing to their level that is required for them. That's what's happening here. That is what is happening here. Manchester United players cannot wait to get away from this shit show. They can't wait to get away. They cannot wait to get away tonight from Sunday. After Sunday, international break, let's get away from this. The back four was shit tonight. Was absolutely shit. The way we played tonight, I don't know if we will win on Sunday. We need to sack Ten Hag. I agree. Matt's right. We are not winning on Sunday. Rashford was our best performer in the field, and the man we call our coach just removed him without any sense. Again, you're both right. And please hit that like button on this reaction. And both, please subscribe, because we are really closing in on that, again, that 4th digit number of 2,000 subs. We're getting so close again to another 4-digit milestone on the channel. We really are getting so close. Again, the back four is massively exposed, but we're not winning Sunday. Forget that. We will talk about that tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow evening. I'm not quite decided when to put that live look ahead for the Villa game for Sunday afternoon just yet. Not really decided when I'm going to do it, because I've got to rejiggle a few little things, because things have happened today and I've had to find money to try and fix the problem. So again, it's not really helped. But again, yeah, the back four has been massively exposed tonight. And again, the back four can't wait to get away after Villa on Sunday. They'll play well for their countries, and this has been exposed. But again, let's talk about the elephant in the room, shall we? What the fuck is Bruno Fernandes still our captain? Can anyone understand why Bruno Fernandes is still our captain? Can anyone understand why that captain's armband has not been taken off him? He's been sent off for the last 2 games in a row. His first 2 red cards in his career ever. Bruno Fernandes is meant to be our captain. Bruno Fernandes is meant to be our leader. Bruno Fernandes is meant to be the one that is leading on that pitch by example. Bruno Fernandes is meant to be the one that is conducting the orchestra from the midfield. Bruno Fernandes is meant to be making things happen. But the tackle he puts in the first half, he's repeated in the second half, and he's got himself a second yellow card and idiotically gets himself sent off yet a fucking again. I don't understand what's happening to Bruno Fernandes, but quite clearly his leadership's going. He ain't no captain, he ain't no role model, and he is someone that is really starting to be questioned of now, because you don't get yourself sent off and get Man United even to a more difficult position when you are down to 10 players. What were Manchester United meant to fucking do when they were down to 10 players? Because there was no response. Porto were opening us up more than a fucking Christmas turkey on Christmas Day. You get that turkey out and everyone is at that turkey waiting to get the best bits of the turkey. They were splitting us so much open, because when you go down to 10 men, you have got to make yourself a sacrifice. Bruno Fernandes is idiotically to make the same tackle he did in the first half. He did exactly the same in the second half. What is Bruno Fernandes thinking? What are you thinking about trying to do that when you're risking Man United also losing this game? What are you thinking about trying to get yourself in a situation where if you get yourself sent off, we're down to 10 men, it's going to be backs up against the wall, and we're going to have to try and fucking somehow park the bus and then try and keep ourselves or rescue us a point. Bruno Fernandes is an idiot. He should be knowing better as a captain. He should be knowing better as a leader. He should be knowing when to fucking go in at the right place at the right time. But don't go and do something idiotically knowing you're on a yellow card. That was stupid. That was so stupid. To do that, I thought the game was gone. I thought the game was lost. I thought, do you know what? We're going to lose this game. Erik ten Hag's going to be out of a job. I still think it's going to happen, by the way. I still think Erik ten Hag will be sacked tonight, or at least by tomorrow morning. And we will react to that once that happens, because I think the sack's coming. And I do appreciate that. Matt says, I think you should be a captain. Well, you know, I don't big myself up, or I just try and be open and honest as possible, because, you know, Bruno Fernandes should be knowing better than that. Bruno Fernandes should be knowing better. And I thought, do you know what? We're going to have to accept defeat. We've lost this game, 1 point from 6 in Europa League. You're going to have to settle for it. We're not going to get anything out of the game. We're not going to win. We've not won this game when we should have won. And we've come away with somehow an unlikely point. And, you know, the substitutions in the end, Antony for Ahmad, Xerxes for Højlund, Garnacho for Rashford, and then Johnny Evans and Harry Maguire for De Ligt and Martinez. Those 5 subs were a disgrace. Those 5 substitutions were a complete and utter waste of time. I think Erik ten Hag wants to go. I think Erik ten Hag wants the sack. I think he wants that payout. I don't think he wants to be here anymore. I think Erik ten Hag has completely sabotaged his Man United career. I think he wants to be sacked. I think he wants to go. I don't think he wants to be here anymore. I think he already knows the writing's on the wall. I think he probably knows in the biggest interest of the club that they move him on in the right reasons and they sack him. And I think, you know, sabotaging the tactical setup in the second half was a disgrace, because Garnacho did fuck all for the Rashford sub. Did absolute fuck all except shoot every time he got the ball. It was the same for Antony. Every time he got a corner and he got the ball, all he did was shoot. Joshua Xerxes, that is 8 games now without a goal. Can I just state he was meant to be the answer to our goal scoring problems? Johnny Evans for Martinez. What a waste of a sub that was. I know Martinez was shit tonight, but I don't understand why Johnny Evans is still here. And again, the Harry Maguire substitution for De Ligt, that again was like, we're trying to win the game. We've neglected the whole midfield for the whole of the match. We need to change the midfield up that is getting massively overrun, and we are neglecting it right up till the 90th minute. I think Erik ten Hag has lost the plot. I think Erik ten Hag has to be held responsible for tonight's result. Man United should have won. The substitutions and the decision-making is on him. And I think why we're making subs at the wrong place at the wrong time, which this used to happen under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, by the way, can I just state? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was doing exactly the same thing, what Erik ten Hag is doing currently. And it got him the sack. So I think Erik ten Hag wants to go. I think Erik ten Hag is deliberately sabotaging the results. He's deliberately sabotaging his own tactical awareness, his own tactical setup. And I think he's making the wrong decisions at the wrong time that are not making any benefit for Man United on the pitch. And quite clearly off the pitch, when we're in training, he's sabotaging us in training. But when you go on the pitch, it's all right for the first 20, 25 minutes. But as soon as Man United concede a goal, we cave in. We absolutely caved in. Porto absolutely pounced on us like a cat chasing a pigeon. And you know that pigeon's going to get caught, by the way. You're not going to outrun a cat. I mean, you can fly off, but at the end of the day, you're not fucking Harold the helicopter. I mean, you're going to get caught by that cat. That cat's going to catch you. And that cat will get to you. And I think at the end of the day, Erik ten Hag has caught up with himself. Erik ten Hag doesn't know what to do. And Man United are like that because they've given up. The players have quite clearly shown they don't want to play under him. They want Ruud van Nistelrooy as the interim manager. And what they'll do to him, what's going to happen, right? Can I just state this? I don't know what manager we're going to go for, but imagine if Southgate gets the job. I'm walking away from this club. I'm going to stop supporting them. I'm going to give up on them because I'm not giving Southgate a chance. I don't want De Zerbi. I don't want Eddie Howe. I don't want Graham Potter. I don't want Marco Silva. I want Thomas Tuchel. But I don't think Man United want to go down that avenue because it's going to cost Manchester United money to sack Erik ten Hag. And I bet ten Hag's thinking, do you know what? It went all right for 2 seasons. The 3rd season's been shit. I've been caught out. My tactical approach, my tactical awareness has been, you know, I've deliberately sabotaged us. I wanted to get myself the sack, because you've sold certain players I wanted to be kept. You've bought me players I didn't want, and you're not letting me have any control of things now. But Ineos needed to come in, but I don't think Ineos have made any benefit, because it's funny. It's going to be funny, right, when Sir Jim Ratcliffe turns up for his first United game on Sunday. It's funny that we've got owners that don't want to attend our games. We've got owners that don't give a fuck. And they're all of a sudden going to turn up at the weekend and watch the Villa game. What? So you can sack Ten Hag after? They need to sack him tonight. They have got to sack Erik Ten Hag. But when you thought all was lost, who pops up the end of the late header? Harry fucking Maguire. Like, of all people to rescue us a point, Harry Maguire gets us a point. And I thought to myself, why are we bringing Maguire on? Why are we bringing Evans on when the midfield needs to be changed? And he brought Xerxes and Anthony on. Again, that didn't work, Eric, did it? Højlund and Rashford have both scored tonight and have both been fucking taken off. And I don't understand why we did that, because Xerxes isn't your answer and you still want to stick with him. Isn't Erik Ten Hag deliberately trying to sabotage Xerxes' career? Or is that a message? Is that a message to the board? Is that a message to the owners saying, you know what, you've bought me Xerxes, but you've tied my hands behind my back and I wanted a clinical striker. Where's the striker then? Because we're basically relying on Rasmus again, aren't we? We are relying on Rasmus Højlund again. We have to realise that. We have to realise that now. We are relying on Højlund again to score us any goal. And if anyone thinks we're getting a result on Sunday, forget it, because it ain't going to happen. But what's going to happen is they'll sack Ten Hag, they'll give Ruud van Nistelrooy the interim role, and then the players be like, right, now to start playing. We'll give it 2 seasons, but what's going to happen again? We'll do what we did to Ten Hag. We'll get in our WhatsApp group, our little WhatsApp to get together. We'll start slagging him off. We'll throw him under the bus. We'll start blaming him. We say it was all his fault, and then we'll get him sacked. It will turn into tears again, like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did when he fucking ended up crying when he got himself sacked live on MUTV. And he had to give an interview about it. And he cried his eyes out like a fucking little puppy dog. Like, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I knew it was going to end in tears. And that is exactly what's going to happen if you give Ruud van Nistelrooy the job. You're going to give it to him. 2 years in, it's all right. We're playing good football. We've won a couple of trophies. But 3rd season in, this is what will happen like it is happening with Ten Hag now. They'll turn on him, they'll throw him under the bus, and then they'll say, it's all his fault. The history's, the cycle's just going to keep repeating it, recycling it. We're just going to keep recycling the bullshit again. We're going to keep pedaling the bike. We're going to keep repeating the cycle. You might as well get yourself a bike, Man United, because you're becoming a bike. You're going to keep repeating the cycle of sacking the manager. We need a manager who's going to come in and have full authority to get rid of who he wants to keep, and who he wants to be brought in. We need a manager like that. But Ineos don't want to relinquish that. They don't want to do it. And this is the problem. Ineos are the worst thing ever to happen to this football club. Ineos coming in has made things worse. And they've got to take responsibility because they stuck by this manager and it's clearly not worked, is it? It's not worked. We should have won tonight. You threw away a 2-0 lead inside the first half when you were battering Porto. We are playing mid-table European teams who are dog shit, and you're letting them outplay us. You're letting them batter us. Mid-table European B-Techs are battering us. No, the Glazers are still here. They've got a 50% minority stake with the Ineos. That's the problem. Ineos and the Glazers are working together. So again, keeping Ten Hag is a mistake. And if we're going to give anyone player of the match, again, I can't give it to those players because you've not won. You have thrown it away again. You have thrown it away again when you could have won this game, and you should have won. But again, everyone's going to, well, at least we didn't lose. At least we got 2 points from 6. I mean, if you're going to get your dicks out over that, you get your dicks out over anything. If you're going to get yourself all excited, have a little bit of a quickie, then at the end of the day, that's your mentality. You're back with the win, lose or draw mentality. That at the end of the day, if you're happy with 2 points from 6, you're part of the problem. Win, lose or draw mentality was so last season and the season before that. We need to be winning every game and we're not doing it. So if anyone's getting player of the match tonight, it goes to the fans and supporters who are watching that pile of shit yet again. But, you know, it's Manchester United. Same old story, same old United. Nothing's ever going to change. Nothing will ever change at this football club because of the Glazers, because of Ineos. And if a new manager comes in, the cycle will just repeat itself. The cycle will just repeat itself. And if you want to keep doing that, fine. But I tell you what, if you go for Southgate or Eddie Howe or Graham Potter, I'm done. I'm not going to be supporting the club anymore. The shirts, everything. I will be done because I'm bigger and better than that. And I will not back Southgate. I will not back Potter. And I will not back Eddie Howe. I want Thomas Tuchel. I want Ten Hag gone, Tuchel brought in, and Tuchel has got to be given full fucking authority to get rid of who he wants to sign, and who he wants to keep. He needs to be given full fucking authority. Enough is enough. Erik Ten Hag has got to be sacked tonight. Enough is enough now. United need to get it done. So I hope you've enjoyed this live reaction. Please hit the like button and the share button. Please keep subscribing to the channel. Bottom right hand corner if you're new to United Red Devils 20 on YouTube. Share the video. Hit the tweet button. Hit the retweet button. Remember to always remember that notification bell. You put that bell on at all times. You will receive all this brand new content, videos, shorts, live streams. We have got planned for the rest of 2024 this year. I want to get all of you more involved as well. So also share the video, hit the tweet button, and hit the retweet button as well on my socials on TikTok, Twitter, X, and YouTube as well. And yeah, please join me either tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow evening. We'll be doing the look ahead for the Aston Villa away game away at Villa Park on match day 7 of the 24-25 Premier League season on Sunday afternoon. 2 o'clock kickoff away at Villa Park. We'll be doing the look ahead for that tomorrow evening or tomorrow afternoon. I'm not decided what time yet. I will see. But enjoy your Thursday evening. Stay safe, be nice, and be kind to each other. You're all legends. You're all legendary. Erik Ten Hag has got to be sacked tonight. Manchester United, get it done.